Hey everyone, I'm here from the Steam Network once more, bringing you a 1 vs 1 Starcraft 2 replay on the Zelnaga Caverns map, so it's the MLG version of it. So yeah, this game was part of a series, or rather it's the first of a series, and well, I might commentate on other games in the series at a later point, but won't really be guaranteeing anything. Anyway, at the top right we've got EGIdrA as the good old Zerg, and at the bottom left we've got oGsSKMC. So he's playing as the Protoss. So I might just speed things up a bit, because the beginning's always a bit slow, and yeah, I've seen these players in action before, and yeah, they're both pretty good players, so hopefully we should be in for one hell of a game. Got an early drone scout, looks like oGsSKMC, yeah, was trying to do a bit of damage here, but yeah, it hasn't really killed anything just yet. And here we go, we finally got buildings and all that coming down for both players. So EGIdRA's going to be going for the spawning pool first before hatchery. And yeah, it looks like oGMC is going to be going for regular builds. So yeah, really just the gateway and the simulator coming down. Another pylon, so nothing too much out of order here. Although EGIdRA, well, it could have expanded a bit earlier, but what the hell, I guess it just wanted to be a bit safer in case if oGsSKMC was trying something. But nope, he's gone for a pretty standard build here so far. He's got a cybernetics core coming out, and the first unit to come out is probably going to be a zealot, I'm guessing. So yeah, it looks like he's going for a second assimilator relatively early on. So might be seeing a bit more of a gas-heavy build by him. Well, we'll just have to see what happens. So I might see a starport, not starport, but a Stargate by the Protoss player. Not really seeing too much for the time being, and yeah, he's going for a zealot first. We've also got the probing is to harass a bit, so oGsSKMC not quite being able to get the pylon down there. These Zergs will be able to, well, Zerglings should be able to chase them out relatively quickly. The Queen using inject lava and all that, and yeah, we've got the speed upgrade as well for the Zerglings coming out, but yeah, it looks like oGsSKMC is prepared for that. Second unit is going to be the Stalker, then the Sentry. He's got a bit of Chrono Boost saved up though, so I'm wondering if maybe he's saving it up for whatever building he's going to decide to make next, which will either be the Stargate, or who knows, maybe even a couple of gateways perhaps. There we go, we've got a second gateway coming down. Chrono Boost still not being used, and a third gateway coming down. Although, there we go, he's finally using the Chrono Boost just on the cybernetics course that can help complete that warp gate research as quickly as possible. So who knows, we might be seeing a bit of harassment by oGsSKMC, or is he just going to be going for an expansion? I suppose that could be the case as well. The old free gate expand. Still has a bit of Chrono Boost, which you might as well use for producing these probes, but well, I guess he's just not going to do that. Just getting a bit of occasional slowdown, just kind of crap. This game seems to be a bit more demanding than some of these other games that I've played. But what can you do? I just have to make do. So there we go. Got rather large, well, relatively large circling force coming out for EGIdRA, and okay, he had good opportunity to get a surround on the Stalker, but there we go, he's going to take it out anyways. But probably could have taken that out with fewer casualties if he got that surround when he had that brief opportunity. And here we go, we've got gateways morphing into the fancy schmancy warp gates. Pretty quickly, actually. And yeah, we do have the expansion and yeah, the forge and all that coming down for oGsSKMC. So yeah, it looks like we are going to be seeing a bit more of a macro game, possibly, by both players, unless if we see some harassment, perhaps. So Zergling by EGIdRA, yep, he's going to see is expanding at this timing. So a little bit behind the Zerg player, which is to be expected. And yeah, we do have Overlords positioned as well, just to do a bit of quick scouting and all that when possible. And again, we're seeing Chrono Boost being stored up again for oGsSKMC. So not really sure what point behind that is. And yeah, I've actually got a crap load of sentries as well, so I guess that's where his gas expenditure was. He's going to have to be very careful with them, but seeing as we've mostly just been seeing Zerglings from EGIdRA, I suppose should be able to handle it alright. Speaking of which, he hasn't gone for roaches or anything like that. He's actually going straight for Infestation Pit and an Evolution Chamber as well. So we're going to be seeing Infestors and Zerglings being deployed. Interesting build. So there were no roaches or anything like that to soak up damage. It's going to be a bit of a tricky build for EGIdrA, but then again, oGsSKMC has also gone for a bit of a tricky build himself by going for so many these fancy schmancy sentries. Pretty gas heavy builds indeed. And yeah, he's also finally going for the robotics facility, and yeah, we've got a bit of a advance by these Zerglings here. They're going to spot the probe. Of course, the probe's going to see them moving out as well. I'm wondering if that was just a scouting probe, or if oGsSKMC maybe planned to build a pylon somewhere. Which, if he wanted to do that, I mean, he probably should have assumed that EGIdrA had command of both Naga towers, because really, I mean, Zerglings, just 25 minerals to take command of a Naga tower, opposed to, say, for example, having to send a worker, a probe to do it, or a zealot, which is 4 times the cost of a single Zergling. Of course, can't retreat anywhere near as quickly. So yeah, I do have EGIdrA poking in a little bit with his Zerglings, so he does spot all the sentries and all that. So who knows, he might be able to make this infestation build work. He's currently building Infestors, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, he does have the pathogen glands upgrade as well, since that would have been around there. So he's got that done just before the Infestors get out, and we've also got the Observer coming in as well. Interesting thing about Infestors is that their fungal growth, they can actually use that on cloaked units, and it decloaks them temporarily. So if he's savvy enough, his Infestors, he might just be able to get fungal growth on this Observer, although probably not. In any case, yeah, we actually do see a bit of a push by EGIdrA. He's also building his third base at the same time though, so it's certainly not going to be an all-in build. Got another pylon coming out, and another photon cannon coming out as well. I was thinking it might have been better off just building a cannon here as well, just to help defend this area here, but I guess he's not going to do that. And yeah, now we've got a bit of an attack by EGIdrA, just poking in a little bit, and doing a pretty good job of avoiding all of those force fields. And yeah, he's actually borrowing those Infestors, but yeah, we do have the Observers spotting them pretty quickly. And yeah, I've actually got a crap load of infested Terrans of all things being spawned out, and unfortunately not quite being able to kill off the Immortal. We have a couple of Zerglings making their way into the Protoss player's base, so getting a bit of a scout off, and also harassing the probe line, so that's pretty major as well. But don't think they're killing off. Okay, he did manage to kill off 7 workers, so that's not too bad. Look at units lost though. Zerg players lost quite a bit more, but we're getting that third base though. Doing that amount of economic damage as well. He might have a chance of yeah, maybe going forward. As oGsSKMC, he's warping in units, but really, I mean, he's warping right on top of Zerglings and all that. Spine crawlers and all that being constructed. Layers building up another Queen. We also got upgrades for the Zerglings as well. So currently they're at 0-0. Got the immediately attacks level 1 being upgraded. As the Infestor, it's going to be using its fungal growth, although I don't think it actually managed to get the warp prism though. I think. And yeah, again, we can see good old force fields being used again. Got quite a trip movement by oGsSKMC, and yeah, provided they can keep these force fields in place, they should be able to take out the space for relative ease. And yeah, we've got EGIdrA saying good game and leaving the game, so wow. Quite the game indeed by both players. And yeah, it was basically this force fields. Well, first of all was the hold by oGsSKMC, and then his advance with these force fields and all that managed to pretty much save him the game. I mean, he did lose quite a few units in assaulting this position here, but once that first force field came down, it was pretty much game over, once he managed to get the other sentries into place. So yes, well played indeed. Hopefully we'll be able to upload this game a bit later on today, and until that happens, this has been Dame to Twitch, signing off.